Hey, Omar here again for Chico Cycling Network, and as usual, I'm here to highlight some of the things that makes Chicago just a beautiful environment, culture to be in as a cyclist. And for sure, today's guest is one of them, and it always makes me so happy, as I said before, when I'm out there cycling and I see like a female cyclist. It just makes me so happy, just waving. And I met Trish, might go by Trisha, a couple of years ago, back in the days when I used to ride at Johnny Sprocket. And we've kept the contact, and I've kept on stalking her and watching her and what she do for her activities on Strava or Instagram. And yeah, I think she's just one of those persons that always smiling as you can see, and she brings a lot of warmth to Chicago cycling. So, Trish, introduce yourself.
Hi, well, as Omar says, I'm Trisha. I am originally from Ohio. I transplanted here in late 2012 from Ohio. Just wanted to not be in the country middle of nowhere anymore. So I just came on over here and was working in a coffee shop for about 10 years, and now I work at Johnny Sprockets. I went from sales, front of the room, scared and timid, to management of the Lakeview location.
Congrats on that.
So that's what I do now, and kind of got mixed in with them by them being my first group ride. So it's come full circle.
Oh, that's all life always work. Like, it goes in a big circle. You started something, and then all of a sudden, as you get experience, you just rise to the top. When you say you came from Ohio to Chicago, why didn't you go to like Miami or something?
I had been to Chicago a couple of times. It wasn't too far from home, because I'm the only one that lives out of state. You know what I mean? I'm more than 2 hours away from, my parents' house. So it was just I didn't want to get too crazy too soon. So, and I've just been sticking around. So
yeah, unlike me, I came all the way from Jamaica. Like I kind of did it by choice because I came for school, but it makes sense because my wife, she moved to Miami. Then we moved back to Chicago, and now living in Chicago, we're only like about 2 hours away from our family, which is like fantastic. So we can always go see the in-laws on the weekends, and they're amazing people. So it's good that you're still keeping it close to home and keeping the family ties together. So yeah, so what do you like to do that's fun outside of cycling? That's
I'll have to just default to running. I'm a big runner. I do ultramarathons and things like that. I got into that right before COVID started. Just go out and run until you can't anymore. So so that's my fun, my type 2 fun outside of cycling.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I used to run ultras because I was kind of a weird cyclist, a weird runner back in the days. Not cyclist, weird runner back in the days where I used to run my age in miles and my birthday. From I was 31 until I was 37. I did that when I lived in Miami. That was fun. And then I had my friend like Andrew Cortez and Karen Levitsky from Miami. You guys probably Miami know what I'm talking about. And every Friday night we used to go and run a 50K.
Yeah.
Around Miami just for fun. And then we go home, we sleep, and then we end up going back to running again.
Yeah.
Like maybe at 8, 9 o'clock the next day.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, but it was the Miami thing, and it was amazing because Karen Levitsky, she had done, I think, Bad Water a couple times.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were doing all these crazy ultra stuff. So that was actually really, really fun times. And it's good that in addition to being a cyclist, you're also a runner, because it's a good way to offset. I used to be like a hardcore runner. Now I'm mainly in cycling because it's low impact, and then I can go further, meet new people, see new things, and have a fun time. So that's great. So yeah, this is a question that I really wanted to ask because I like to ask questions to kind of think about people's character and stuff. So if you could be a non-human creature, what would it be and why?
You prompted this to me earlier, and I went through a couple different things. I was going to ask you a non-living creature, and I circled back and I decided I would be a bumblebee.
Why?
Because they're workers. You know what I mean? They have a task, and same thing. If I have a task in front of me, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? So they get up every day, they do what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? And they just have a routine, and I'm real good at having a routine. And they're good for the environment. They're healthy to have around. We can always use more bees. So if I were to be, a non-human creature, I would be a bumblebee.
For some reason, I thought you said because of the Transformer movie. That's legit. So, true story. I've been saying this since I was maybe like 13, 14. Like if I'd ever want to be a non-creature, you know, human creature, I want to be an ant. Okay. For the same reason you're saying. Yeah. One, they're organized. Yeah. They don't think about themselves. They have a niche and they make sure the job get done. And it's about the greater purpose, the greater cause. And that's something I think we have in common already. So that's pretty cool. You think what it's a bumblebee and an ant, kind of the same kind of structure, you know. So that's really amazing.
And ants are always in a line, just like a pace line.
Exactly. You have to find a draft in the peloton if you want to win that sprint or something. Make it easier, save that wattage, save, because it all makes a big difference in cycling. Yeah. So what motivated you to start cycling? I mean, what was it? You mentioned about running, but why did you start cycling?
So back when I was still in Ohio, towards the last couple of years that I was in Ohio, 2010, 2011, I graduated college in 2010. Right out the gate, got a teaching job. And being fresh out of college, I had no money. My plates expired and my car got towed. So I had to get to work. So I got my bike out of the garage and I would bike 12, 13 miles one way. And then 12, 13 miles in the dark, in the country miles by myself. And so I kind of just, well, if I can do that, then, you know, I'll be fine doing it in Chicago. So then I moved all my stuff to Chicago. Same thing happened. I got rid of the car. Too many troubles trying to figure out Ohio plates, this and that. So I was just like, just get rid of it. And then I started commuting. So I've been a steadfast cycling commuter. And 2015, 2016, I decided I wanted to try to do triathlon. And that's kind of where I got me started in cycling. Somebody convinced me that crit racing would be a good training for triathlon. They were wrong. Totally different. Fun nonetheless. And so I did my first set of crits and my first set of triathlon in 2016. And it's been downhill. I mean, uphill ever since.
Downhill, uphill, sideways. Yep. But look at all these bibs in the background. I mean, this is like a million bibs, not a million, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
You've done put in the work. Yes. I'm pretty impressed. I've never seen so many bibs anywhere in my life in a very long time. I really hope you go to Miami and do one of the triathlons in Miami. Yeah. It's like really amazing. Yeah. And if you go to Miami, I know people there. Mm-hmm. I'll get taken care of. Yeah. I know this is like my town. Yeah. So if you go to Miami, you let me know. And you mentioned you're on which team again?
I'm on Jonas Brackets. Yep. So there was an initial team way back when I first started. Obviously, we were doing group rides, and then it sort of dissolved. And then Tim O'Malley, a couple years after that, got a hold of me and some others. Hey, I want to start this back up again. You know, do you want to ride with us? Yeah, of course. So we started back into that. We've had some undulations with that, but I work for the shop, so I can't really. You know, I would feel really terrible if we started cycling for another team.
And by the way, I still have my Jonas Bracket board and skin suit because the skin suit was like, it made sense money wise. So I got my skin suit, which I still wear every now and then. I still have a skin suit. I still wear jersey every now and then too. I still rep it every now and then. So it's good. So I mean, all these bibs, and you guys are gonna see this. There's a bunch of trophies. I'm looking at medals. I'm looking right in front of me. I mean, what keep you motivated to keep on going?
I find a new goal every year. You know, just kind of jumping off from the ultra running scene is somebody told me, well, when I wanted to do an ultra, it was with an ultra run with an ultra bike the next day, and I had never even run a marathon. And this person, not being mean or anything, she was like, well, have you ever run a marathon? I was like, no. She's like, and you're going to have to train through Chicago winter? I don't know. I would calm down. I was like, hold my beer. And so, and that just sort of tumbled me down this road of, oh, you think that's impossible? Sign me up. You know what I mean? So, and I started with, obviously triathlon and crit racing, gave up crit racing, got into long distance cycling and gravel. And so that opened up doors to, you know, big events like the Mid-South and Gravel Worlds and things like that. And then they started opening up, including ultra running. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I found my path. And so every year I just set a goal of different things. You know, there's a lot of things in life that you can't control. My goals and my cycling and running and everything like that. My fitness, I can't control, and I will control. And so that keeps me focused and motivated. There's a lot of things in the world you can't control, you know, money, finances, whatever, jobs, you know, life, you can't control that. you can only deal with it as it comes. I can control my goal.
I feel that. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You mentioned about getting your car towed, and now it's like life. I picked a path for you, and now you're just going with the gradient.
Yeah,
and it's making things like so much easier for you. So that's actually one of the good things. Like a lot of people realize sometimes you try to go against the gradient, like life got you.
Yeah,
just what you need to do, like whether it's putting in the work or listening to people, listening to mentors, and then it will all fall into place. So that's I'm happy that you're keeping on this trajectory and keep on pushing yourself. And next time it's like even more bibs on the wall, more trophies in front of me, all the amazing things you're doing. So do you have any fun favorite ride experience that you like to share with us? Like you've had like just like must mind blowing, like an ultimate experience.
I mean, I'm gonna circle back to the this sort of dual event between the Mid-South out in Oklahoma and the Gravel Worlds out in Nebraska. They did a double. And so March, you're doing a 50K with a 100-mile bike the next day. And then a couple months later in August, middle of Nebraska, you're doing a 50K with a 150-mile bike with like 10,000 feet of climbing. And so, people looked at me like I was crazy, and like self-reflection, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of crazy, but I'm going to do it, you know what I mean? So people calling me crazy, and people like bowing down to me, but like, ooh.
Yeah, but when you're finished, I mean, the feeling you get, like accomplishment, you just can't put a price on that.
Yeah, like I just did 180 some miles. It's more than an Ironman. Not that an Ironman is, anything to, sniff at or anything like that, but then it was like I said, it was like kind of an out of body experience. Like I trusted my coach, I trusted my body to do what I needed to do, and then all I had to do was battle the mental.
Yeah. So for most of these, you're the coach for. You don't do like more self training.
I did self training up until about 2019, and then I was hitting plateaus. Like I finally podiumed on a triathlon by myself. You know what I mean? I got myself there, but then I was hitting plateaus. And so I started looking for a coach because 180 some miles is a lot to tackle for one race, right? And to train for it through the winter, I needed help. So I tracked down someone who does things that are equally as crazy. So I was like, all right, he knows what I'm going to be going through. He knows I'm going to be hungry. He knows I'm going to be hungry for a finish. And hungry to accomplish something. So he knows what that feeling is personally.
Yeah, like for sure. Like you need to keep coaches sometimes so that the little click, you're there, but you just need a little bit more push. And when you reach that limit, it opens up another limit for you. Like, wait a minute, I can do this. So that's actually one important thing about using a coach, and to see that you actually follow some plan to get where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, there are gonna be more amazing things coming your way if you keep putting the work in. It can happen. I mean, it took me like maybe about 3 years, 4 years to break a 20-minute 5K.
Yeah.
And once I broke it, because I used some coaching stuff in mind, once I broke 20-minute 5K, I could jump 20-minute 5K backwards.
Right.
But it's just a little click that you just need a little bit more push to get you there. So that's like, So anything for 2025? Anything special? Any big race you have coming up?
Not much cycling, unfortunately. Last year I did a bunch of cycling. I did 6 gravel races and then 21 cyclocross races. And so now I'm going to do a full run season. So in April of last year, this woman named Jasmine from over the pond got the first female finish in this race. That's called.
What's over the pond, by the way?
She's in London or England, somewhere over there. Yep. She got the first female finish for this really bizarre and near impossible race called the Barkley Marathons. So nobody's ever finished, no female.
Yes, I know. I remember when she finished barefoot as a because I'm a big fan of Barkley and getting those book pages and stuff and seeing the female finisher. I was like, I mean, tears came. I'm like, don't join me. Like, I got goosebumps. To see the video for her coming, I'm like, wow. Yeah. Because Barkley ain't no joke.
No, it's not. And so I said, I'm gonna do it.
So you're gonna do Barkley?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with. So that was a really hard race to apply for. So I want to get my face in there first. So I put in my name for the lottery of their sister race called the Barkley Fall Classic. So basically, it's one 50K loop of the same terrain, same race directors, everything. And so your name gets put into this pool and they select you, and I'm fresh meat. And I was, much to my surprise, after placing third in the last race of my gravel season, I got the news that I got in. They selected me. And so September 20th.
You're like, yes, let's get this fresh meat in.
I know, the blood just dropped out of my face. I was literally like pulling up to like my friend's house. We just got back from, close to Iowa, and I was like, oh my God, I called my coach. And so now I have a big race season. I have 4 races coming up of, similarly impossible races to prep me for that. So, and my plan is 2025, 2026, I'll do Barkley Fall Classic, whether I finish the marathon distance or not finish at all. And then 2027 when I turn 40 to hopefully get into the Barkley marathons.
So I hope you get in, because that's like the next level of achievement, man. If you finish this, you become like one of the wonders of the world of Chicago, because let me know, keep me posted.
Yeah.
I'll be watching this, because I know people been there and they, so
yeah.
Please finish it.
We're going for a Barkley class to finish this year. So
let us know when it's going to happen, so we can cheer you on and we can watch as the race director light a cigarette. And
We'll have to encourage the viewers to look at the Barkley Fall Marathon's documentary, so you'll get a taste of like what happens.
Exactly. So if you need more information, you can always tell the truth. She's more about the Barkley. I know about it because I used to be a runner, and I have many friends who aspire to go there, and I think I know some people actually ran it, but at first didn't finish.
Yeah.
But at least they tried.
Right.
And I really hope you try and you finish it. So.
Getting in is like the first leap of faith. Exactly. I mean, you should get a pat on the back for even getting into that. So, but cycling is not a closeout for me this season. I will be trying to get on group rides and things like that, be more social this year, and then I'll finish off the season with cyclocross. If I survive Barkley.
Yeah, you were killing Montrose. I think I saw a bunch of pictures in Montrose, right?
Yeah.
That was awesome to see that. Yeah. So so great that you're doing all these different things outside of cycling. You have all these different plans. So for somebody who's been in the Chicago cycling scene for quite some time now, I mean, do you think that we can improve on in the scene that you think, or challenge your face as a cyclist in Chicago? Like, you think we can do better?
Yeah, I mean, there's always room for improvement somewhere. There's always wanting to elevate something in some way, shape, or form. We go through a lot of tribulations with women cycling and the trans community and things like that. We're trying to get more, and less restrictions and things like that. And we've had victories and we've had low points, and I think just continuing that fight for that category, I think is huge. Always, and it always will be, unfortunately.
Yeah, again, I'm with you on that, because sometimes when I go in this group right now, look at this a bunch of guys, and I'm like, man, we know there's a lot more female trans in the city, but where is everybody? Like, I need just personally, because again, I think I told Nikki and I told Simone that whenever I see them on a bike ride, it always makes me so happy. Or when I ride by spider monkey, I see them coming down green. I'm like, man, I need to see what's. I think the
they have a lot of
right. But I'm happy that you're actually growing this part of Chicago, because there's so many. But we need to centralize so we can see. So also putting faces to names.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be fantastic. So anything you want to leave with anybody about what cycling that you want people to know? Anything that inspires them, that you can say will inspire them into cycling? That's something you think that, hey, if you don't come into cycling, here's what I think you can do to help you get it. Any advice for anybody on that?
Just pull the trigger. There are so many people in this community that are willing to help you get started. A lot of people are like, I don't have a bike, it's expensive, I don't, I have 4 bikes, hit me up, you can borrow one of my bikes. No problem. I'll take you out. It's not a problem. And I find that the buddy system or group system is nice. There's a lot of people that I started with that I am no longer in a tight circle with, but they're still there. And I'm like, hey, that's where I got mine started. And so now I think I'm fully embedded in the community to where, like, hopefully I can be that person for somebody. Finding a group to hang out with. We're all the same people. We have several teams in Chicago. all same people. We
Right,
all roll
right,
up to the same things,
right.
you know, and some people don't like, and people favor this. We're all the same.
Yeah,
We all have a similar same goal at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's so many groups in Chicago that you can find your niche. And I mean, I keep on saying this because when I found this website, I'm still like amazed. ChicagoGroupRight.com.
Mhm.
You can go to the website, check the page out, check out the different groups, reach out to people,
Yeah.
the leaders, and say, hey, can I join a ride? And I guarantee you, there will be a ride that suits your style.
Right.
So
Yeah.
join, don't be afraid. Again, cyclists like, Trish and myself, I've actually lent my bike to the friend of, hey, you want a bike? I'm already 58, you need a 58 bike. It's okay, you can use it. More than you.
Right. Okay. We're being a cyclist and somebody that works at a bike shop, I'm on the low end of the bike collection.
I'm like N plus many bikes.
Yeah.
And if you drive around the 58, you want a bike to come into town, reach out.
Yeah.
I remember friend, hey, I got bikes. You can use it, return it, just don't crash it and stuff. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
So that's good. Say, hey, if you need a bike tomorrow, you want to use your Trisha size. What size bike you right?
I'm anywhere from a 49 to, I think my cross bike is 53, which is a smidge too big, but it works.
So we have bikes.
We
have
bikes.
bikes.
Yeah.
There's enough bikes.
Yeah.
And there's other people with many bikes.
Yes.
So reach out. Don't be shy. Omar here again for Chicago Cycling Network. We met Trisha today, and she's one of the amazing ones in Chicago, guys. Don't be shy. She works at, where do you work again?
I work at Johnny's Sprockets, the Lakeview location.
So if you're close to Lakeview and you need some help with your bikes, take it to Trish, okay? And again, let's keep the miles and the smiles going. Omar here with Trisha. Again, Trisha, thank you for joining us.